The dollar has been exceptional, just like how everyone's saying that the U.S. economy is exceptional. If you look at the dollar over the last quarter, since, obviously October to December, that quarter rise of about 7% on a trade-weighted basis is the strongest quarterly rise in 30 years. So it's quite amazing how the dollar has actually done. And yet, if you kind of overlay, and I think this has been going around, if you overlay where the dollar is versus where it was in 2016 into 2017, it kind of signals that perhaps we're actually at a bit of the last innings of that strong dollar story, at least perhaps on a cyclical basis.
Yep. What gives? Euro, obviously.
Yeah, I mean, if you get, where we are seeing things now is that if you get some kind of modest divergence, or convergence rather, in U.S. growth and the rest of the world's growth, you could possibly get the dollar softening out. I mean, it has risen a lot. So then your euro across the board, it should be able to appreciate, but it's really at a point where it's just like you said, just a dollar story. But we are trying to see what is going to turn it the other way around, and there seems to be. I mean, if you look at positioning itself, everyone is very loaded into the dollar, so there must be something that will turn it around.
I do also want to get your thoughts on your big ideas, your big trades for 25 when it comes to the currency market, because your desk is active. Is volatile, and if President-elect Donald Trump keeps firing away with his plans on tariffs and trade deficits, then that market is going to be super sensitive. It's supposed to react.
It is. I mean, you just have to look at what happened on Monday, right? Washington Post came out with that, and then he tweeted that, no, it's not, and the currency markets moved like 1% in intraday. So I think we can expect more of that. FX volatility is going to be high through the year. You've got Trump, right, and tariffs. So it all comes down to how much of a tariff is going to do now, and then that will move the markets around. So at this point in time, given where the dollar positioning is now, so we are modestly underweight the dollar, looking for that last innings in the dollar per se. So we like certain high yielding currencies like the Mexican peso and the Brazilian real, which it's a different story altogether, but its carry is now very high. It's about 14% on the Brazilian real. Then on the other side, you have the low yielders, but we are a bit more selective in that, a bit more in the Aussie dollar, a little bit in the Korean won, a bit in the yen as well, that can rally if there is that growth convergence between the U.S. and the rest of the world. But of course, that is a very tricky proposition to be in as well. So that's why we are just modestly underweight the dollar, and we have to be quite nimble, I think, throughout the year, just simply because of Trump's policies that is very volatile and very difficult to read.